All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming tonight. I'm very excited. So tonight, the theme of my class is starting and stopping, and you'll see what I mean. But that helps really with our mental agility, but also our physical agility. So throughout the class, we'll be starting a move and continuing it, and then stopping it, and then starting again. So you'll see that you'll need different muscles to recruit when you're doing that rather than just continuously doing a movement. So it's pretty fun. I'm excited about it. As always, take any modifications you need. All the options are available to you, even just, taking a long break. Feel free to play music. I won't play it on my end because I upload this to YouTube and they get really mad if you play copyrighted music. Understandably, we don't like copyright. But if you want to mute yourself and play it on your end, feel free to. And then as always, if you have any questions or want me to re-demo things, just unmute and let me know. We all good? All right, so we're gonna start on our backs today. So let me just move this so that you can see. All right, we're starting on our back. So the low back is pressing into the mat, feet are pressed down as well. So finding that neutral pelvis here. So the low back is pressed down, the ribs are tucked in a bit, and the shoulder blades are on the ground. And check in on your skull here. You don't want the chin jetting up towards the ceiling. You kind of want to tuck the chin in, not into a double chin, but just enough that you feel some length in your spine. We're going to press into the feet and come up into a low bridge here. So you can put your hands on your quads or on your hip bones. And we're just going to start doing little pulses. So lifting and lowering the hips here. So really starting to dial up those glutes. And you can even imagine that you're dialing out your feet a little bit and you'll feel the inner thighs start to engage. So as I said 2 weeks ago, I guess, the glutes are the powerhouse of so many moves that we do. So getting them fired up early on really helps us prevent injuries and properly recruit other muscles throughout the class. So lifting and lowering, and then in 5 seconds, we're going to hold it for a couple more seconds. So 3, 2, finish those pulses and hold. So squeezing the same way you were squeezing with our pulses, but now we're just holding here. Maybe you'll feel the muscles a little differently when you're holding versus pulsing. Your low back might feel different. Hopefully it feels okay in both. All right, we're going to do that same thing, but heel toeing that left foot in and lifting up the right leg. So we're going to come back to our pulses with that right leg lifted this time. So lifting and lowering. Ooh, that left glute fires up real fast. Again, keeping that pelvis neutral. In 3, 2, 1, we'll hold. So again, same idea, starting, stop. We're holding with that left glute. That right knee is above your hip. It burns. Good, right foot down. We'll bring that left knee up. So left knee is over our hip. Coming to those pulses, lifting and lowering here, dialing up that right glute. My right glute's always a little sleepy. So maybe you even want to manually touch it to wake it up. Good, coming to that hold in 3, 2, 1. So holding with that left knee over your hip. Good. All right, both feet down, keeping the hips lifted. We're going to start lifting and lowering the heels here. So lifting and lowering, warming up the fascia in your feet. Again, those glutes are still fired up. Hopefully they're starting to feel nice and warm. So lifting and lowering those heels, and then we're going to hold with those heels up for a couple seconds, and you may feel something different here. Even the hamstrings might be recruiting in a different way than they were before. So heels are lifted. Good. 3, 2, 1, and you can slowly lower the hips down to the ground. All right, bringing those hands behind your head. Elbows are pointed up towards the ceiling. We're going to come into a bit of a core sequence, but with that starting and stopping. So we're going to be lifting up off our shoulder blades. I'm going to demo this first so you can see what I mean. We'll lift up off our shoulder blades, and then we'll be alternating, lifting and lowering. So at hip flexion and extension, and then we'll pause and then come down. So we'll be combining the starting and stopping. So hands behind the head, elbows are pointing up towards the ceiling. You want to be cradling your head, not pulling it. All right, take a deep inhale. Exhale, lifting up off those shoulder blades, and we're lifting and lowering the knees and hip flexion and extension. That low back is staying on the ground. Recruiting those deep core muscles. So staying here for 3, 2. The next time that right leg comes up, you're holding that right knee in flexion. Good, lower and down. Inhale. Exhale, lifting up off those shoulder blades. We're back into our marches, hip flexion and extension. And take this at your own speed. You can take this as slow as you want. And again, you're not pulling your neck with your hands. Your head is pressing back into your hands. Good. 3, 2, 1. Next time that left foot comes up, you're holding with that flexion of the left knee. Good, lower. We're doing that one more time on each side. Inhale, exhale, and lift up. We're back into those marches. So we're also warming up our hips here, bringing some attention to the mobility of the hips. Good, 3, 2. Next time that right foot is in, if you want to add on here, you can take a twist towards that right leg. Just a little bit, a tiny twist. Good, back to center and down last time. Good, inhale, exhale, lifting up off those shoulder blades last time. So lifting and lowering those feet back into our hip flexion and extension. But try to find that length in your spine again here. So again, kind of lifting the head off of your shoulders rather than, pressing it into your chest. Good, 3, 2, 1. That left knee comes in. If you want to add on and take a little twist towards that left leg, you can, or you can stay centered. Good, back to center and down. You can hug those knees in and just give the pelvis a quick little circle, releasing some of the fascia in your low back, around the rim of the pelvis. Whew, and we'll make our way all the way around. Hopefully y'all feel kind of warmed up in the core and the glutes there. You can give yourself a little shoulder roll if you want to mobilize the shoulders a bit. All right, so as I said, today our theme is starting and stopping. So our interval will be, I guess, 1:15. So we'll do 15 seconds of an exercise at a normal speed, and then 15 seconds holding it. 15 seconds normal speed, 15 seconds holding it, 15 seconds normal speed, break. It'll make sense as we go. We'll just be alternating back and forth. So we'll be doing it that twice through for each set of exercises. So our first set of exercises is a one-leg deadlift to a knee drive. So I think we did this 2 weeks ago, but I'll demo it again. So again, I like to keep my hands on my pelvis to make sure I'm not loosey-goosey in the hips. So you'll hinge forward into, whatever you want to call it, a one-leg deadlift, an airplane, and then you'll drive that knee up into that hip flexion, just like how we found in both our core and our glutes. And then back into our one-leg deadlift, and then back into that hip knee drive. So you can imagine we'll do that normal speed, and then when we hit that hold, you can either hold in hip flexion or you can hold an airplane. So kind of wherever you are at that hold moment, you'll hold in that move, and then we'll start right again after that 15 seconds. Whew, I'm out of breath just demoing that. All right, I'm gonna start with my left leg on the ground, my right leg will extend in 3, 2, 1. So just 15 seconds here, normal speed for you. We're driving that knee up and then hinging at the hips. Again, you can put your hands on your hip bones if you want to practice here. 3, 2, 1, wherever you are, if you want to come in hip flexion or if you want to come in that airplane position, we're holding for 15 seconds. Good, 3, 2, 1, right back into it, back into that same movement. So you can see that when you have to hold, you're feeling a little bit more of that isolation than you do when you're doing that movement pattern back and forth. Good, 3, 2, 1. So this time I ended up in hip flexion. Wherever you are, good. Engaging the core, engaging the glutes, those muscles that we lit up early on. All right, 3, 2, last time, 15 seconds, normal speed. And then we get a 15-second recovery. My left leg is getting tired. Good, 3, 2, 1, 15 seconds off. You can shake it off. We're gonna repeat that all on the other side. All right, 3, 2, 1. So that right foot is down this time, coming into that airplane or your one leg deadlift, driving that knee up into that flexion. And I like to keep one hand also on my pelvis, just to make sure that I'm not dipping or dragging that back hip. So you can also imagine a 3, 2, 1, sorry, holding. I got distracted. Holding here for 15 seconds. Good, 3, 2, 1, back into our movement. So this is a very functional move. Actually, oftentimes you are tipping at the hips. So practicing this movement is super important. Good, 3, 2, 1, holding here, either in flexion or extension. 3, 2, 1, last time, that normal speed. Good, and those glutes are fired up. We don't want any sleepy glutes. Waken them up. Whew, 3, 2, 1, good, shake it out. Nice job, everyone. All right, so we're going into our next exercise, which is a side plank into a push-up. So a bunch of options here. So we can find our modified side plank. So you can either kick that back foot out or keep it underneath you. And we can be in a side plank here. Just gonna move this up a little bit so you can see my body. So if you're in that modified side plank, we'll come to the middle. You can do push-ups on your knees or on your toes. And then we'll come to the other side for that modified side plank, back to the middle push-up. If you want to do it on your feet, you're coming to that side plank. You can imagine what a push-up would look like, not on your knees. I really can't do it very well, so just imagine, and then coming into the other side. So when you're doing that pause, you can do a pause in your push-up, in a plank, or in a side plank. Plenty of options. All right, let's do it. Starting in 3, 2, 1. So you can start in a push-up or in a side plank, up to you. Coming into a push-up, side plank, push-up. And again, you can do that side plank on your knees. 3, 2, 1. So you can hold in a plank, a push-up, or a side plank. Up to you. Good. 3, 2, 1. Back to moving. So push-up, side plank, push-up. And again, with that side plank, again, we're keeping that neutral pelvis, not letting the low back dip. 3, 2, 1. Holding here, 15 seconds. We have one final round of movement before that recovery. 3, 2, 1. This one is burning me up real fast. Good. 3, 2, 1. 15 seconds of rest here. We're going through that one more time. There's no one side or the other, so you're just repeating it all. Whew. All right, 3, 2, 1. So push up into that side plank. Again, you can find modified or on your knees. Engaging those obliques for your side plank. 3, 2, 1. Holding wherever you are. Finding that 15-second hold. Good. 3, 2, 1. Back to moving here. At your own speed. 3, 2, 1. 15 seconds. Final hold, and then we'll do one more round at that normal speed. 3, 2, 1. Whew. Final 15. Three, 2, 1. Whew. Good. Grab some water if you need it. Give those arms a nice little shimmy. One thing I also didn't say at the beginning that I'll touch on here is that oftentimes when we're doing movements straight for a minute, you're not having to pause and check in on the form. And those stop times are also a really good time to check in on your form, because sometimes we get sloppy if we're just doing a minute-long exercise. So use those holds also as a check-in on how your form is doing. All right. Next up, we have a side lunge into a jumping jack. So again, keeping my hands on my pelvis. So I'm standing in the center of my mat, but whatever works best for you. So side lunging out and back. So again, my hip is coming back, my knee's not coming forward. Coming to the middle, you can do a normal jumping jack, or you can do a modified jumping jack. So looks like this instead, or a normal jumping jack. And then out to the other side, back to the middle. Again, that modified jumping jack, which honestly, sometimes I like more than a normal jumping jack. So back and forth. For your pause, you could find that jumping jack position, or you could find that side lunge on either side. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. So we're alternating sides. Again, finding either that modified jumping jack, or, well, I gave you the modified version. Good. 3, 2, 1. So wherever you are, pausing for that 15 seconds. Really engaging all of those muscles around the hips. 3, 2, 1. So we're back into that movement pattern. Three, 2, 1. Good. Finding that 15-second hold here. Pushing those hips back. 3, 2, 1. Final 15 seconds at that normal speed. Sitting those hips back. That knee is staying behind the ankle or on top of it. 3, 2, 1. Relax. All right, we're going through that one more time. And again, make this move whatever you want. Ryan just said he just ate dinner. He doesn't want to jump. Again, take any of those options. You can also make it however you want it to be if you prefer a different type of lunge. All right. 3, 2, 1. So finding your version of our side plank to our jumping jack, whatever variation that looks like for you. 3, 2, 1. 15-second hold. Making sure that knee doesn't fall in on those side lunges. 3, 2, 1. Back to that normal speed. You can also just totally take the jumping jack out and do side lunges back and forth. 3, 2, 1. Hold here, 15 seconds. Again, checking in, those hips are pushing back, that knee is not coming forward, core is engaged, back is staying flat. I know there's a lot to think about, but think about where your pelvis is. 3, 2, 1. Final time, 15 seconds of that normal speed. 3, 2, 1. Nice job, everyone. Grab some water, take a second. I hope you're out of work mode, Spencer. Hope this reset you a little bit. All right, next up, I'm sure this is gonna be everyone's favorite. We're doing a plank into a dolphin. So for that dolphin, those forearms can be down on the ground like this, or they can be intertwined, whatever feels best. So the hips are up in the air, knees can be as bent as you want, and then you're walking back and hinging forward into a plank variation. You can also drop down onto those knees here, and then walking those feet back in to your dolphin, walking those feet back into your forearm plank. So, yeah.
Can you show that from the side? It's kind of hard. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, so can you, yeah, you can see here. So you're down on those forearms, so you can have the knees as bent as you need. And then we're walking the feet out, hinging forward. And you can also drop the knees and then lifting the hips, walking the hips in. Again, you can be here, you can be here. Don't worry about how far you walk those feet in. Back out into our forearm plank. Look, okay?
Thanks.
Yeah, of course. I can never tell when it makes sense, so thank you for letting me know. All right, so 15 seconds normal speed, 15 seconds hold of either our dolphin or our plank. Whew. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Finding that dolphin position, walking back into that forearm plank, holding for a half second, and then walking those feet back into your dolphin. All right, we're holding in 3, 2, 1, 15 seconds. Holding wherever you are. Ryan's cheating. All right, 3, 2, 1. We're back to moving.
What if it's a holding dolphin? Just keep going. 2 more moves.
Good, getting ready to hold in 3, 2, 1. Ryan hates dolphin, in case anyone needed to know that. Good, 3, 2, 1. Last time, moving back and forth. Again, you can always drop those knees in your forearm plank. 3, 2, 1. 15 seconds off. We'll do that one more time. Feel free to give those shoulders a nice roll again if you need. Shake them out.
I think the dolphin is the hardest one. I agree with Ryan.
The dolphin is a rough one, but it's so good for the shoulders.
Which is why it's hard.
All right, we're going through it one more time. 3, 2, 1. So finding that forearm plank or your dolphin. Again, really dialing up that core here. That'll help you really lift out of your hips. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, right. No, you got this. Stay in your dolphin. We got this, everyone. Good. 3, 2, 1. Back to walking. Oh, my arms are burning. Good. 3, 2, 1.
Right.
Holding for 15 seconds. Good. 3, 2, last time. 15 seconds to go. Good. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I think that broke me. Whew. Mother of pearly whirl. Oh, good job, everyone. Go back to those arm circles if that feels good. Give your shoulders a quick shake out. All right. Whew. We have one more to go. For this one, we are doing our squat to heel raise. So we're finding that squat position and then coming up like we practiced in our glute bridge, coming into that squat, pressing up onto the heels, coming back down, coming up onto those toes. Obviously for our hold, you can be holding down in your squat or you can hold up in your heel raise. When you're doing that heel raise, try not to let your ankles fall in or fall out. Try to keep the ankles as centered over your toes as possible. Want to prevent the pronation of the ankle. All right, let's do it. Starting in 3, 2, 1. So finding that squat into your heel raise. Squat, heel raise. Again, we're pressing our hips back. So notice my knees are coming forward and then pressing up into that heel raise. Squat, heel raise. 3, 2, 1. Holding for 15 seconds. Good. 3, 2, 1. Back into that squat to heel raise. Again, the core is engaged. The glutes are engaged here. I know I sound like a broken record, but all other parts of your body will have bad form if you can't keep your pelvis neutral. Want to make sure we're keeping that alignment. 3, 2, 1. Holding here 15 seconds. Good. 3, 2, 1. Final 15 seconds. Good. 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. We're doing that one more time. Feel free to grab water for a second. All right. 3, 2, 1. We're back to that normal speed. Again, watching those hips here. Coming up, back down, pressing into the hips. I'm really hinging back and then coming forward. Hinging back, coming forward. Good. 3, 2, 1. 15-second hold here. Good. Back into that normal speed. Good. Final time here. Finding that hold in 3, 2, 1. 15 seconds. All right, coming to that 15 seconds normal speed in 3, 2, 1. So squat, pressing through those heels. Good. 3, 2, 1. Relax. All right, so also just so everyone knows, Emily's power just went off. She would like, oh, now she's back. Oh, there you are, Em.
My power went out.
Okay, cool. All right, so for our final round today, we're gonna be doing a pick your own round. So I'm gonna read off the 5 that we did, and you'll choose 1 to do again. So whatever you want to work on maybe, or something that you really enjoyed, whatever reason you have, you just get to pick 1 again. So I'll remind you of the 5. So a 1 leg deadlift to knee drive, a side plank to push up, a side lunge to jumping jack, a plank to dolphin. We'll see if anyone chooses the plank to dolphin, and then squat to heel raise. Mom says no to plank to dolphin. So you get to do one more time. And when I say 1, we'll do both sides. So if you choose the 1 leg deadlift, we'll do both sides. So no worries on that one. All right, does anyone need to hear them again? Everyone knows what they're doing? You good? All right, let's do it. Last round. What are you doing, Ryan? Oh yeah, you liked those, did ya? All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1. So whatever you're doing, 15 seconds, normal speed. Good. 3, 2, 1. We're holding. Emily, just in case you don't know what we're doing, you have to pick 1 to do again. So whatever you want to do again.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
Well, I can't help the Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
so-
like, you don't have to apologize. 3, 2, 1. So back to that normal speed. Ooh, I got a lot of 1 leg deadlift and knee drive fans, do I? All right, 3, 2, 1. Holding here. Wow, everyone but you, Ryan. Good. 3, 2, 1. Back to that normal speed. Final 15 seconds. Watching that pelvis. Good. 3, 2, 1. 15 seconds off. We're going to that other side. Take a quick little breather here. Good. 3, 2, 1. So I'm starting on the other leg for those of you who are doing the 1 leg deadlift. Normal speed here. So on this hold this time, I want everyone doing the 1 leg deadlift to really focus on keeping that pelvis neutral, even in that airplane. 3, 2, 1. Three, 2, 1. Finding that hip flexion and then extension. Good. 3, 2, 1. Holding for 15 seconds. Good. Final 15 seconds of movement back into the movement patterns. Good. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Nice job, everyone. All right, you can find your way down to your mat. We have 1 final minute of work, and we're going to do an earthquake, because what better to do with a start and a stop than an earthquake, because that's literally what an earthquake is. So you can have the knees bent, you can have the legs straight out. That's pretty much actually really 2 options: legs out, knees bent. You'll have those arms out in front of you, and we'll be dropping back towards the ground. If you, like Ryan, the upper body, I don't know if like weighs more is a better way to say it, but he's more top heavy in this. You can totally tuck your feet under something, like under a couch, if that helps. You can have someone put your hands on your feet, whatever works best for you. Or you can just stay more up high and not drop back as much. Plenty of options. So final minute here. For every 10 seconds, we'll drop down a little 1/2 inch, whatever that looks like for you. And then we'll do some cooling down. All right. Ryan, do you want me to hold your feet down? Okay, cool. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. So we're finding those arms out, shoulders kind of squeezing together, finding kind of like a rod from your neck all the way down your back. Good, dropping down a little inch here. Again, that core, the deep core is engaged here. Good, dropping down an inch. And again, that inch can look like anything. It can be not even an inch. It can be any amount. This is your final minute. Good, dropping down an inch. If you feel anything in the low back, come back up a little bit and reassess and then come back down. Good, dropping down an inch here. Good, final 10 seconds. Good, 3, 2, 1. Nice job, everyone. Grab a sip of water. We're gonna do a couple stretches with our final 6 minutes, and then I will let you all free to the world. All right, we are gonna start in a hurdler stretch. So one leg is to the front and one leg is to the back, and you want that left hip lifted up. You're not trying to press the hips even. You want that left hip up. So this should be a pretty good glute stretch to begin with, or a good hip stretch, but we're gonna add on a little bit. So placing that left hand on your left leg, you're gonna reach that right arm up and over. You don't want the ribs to splay, so keep them tucked here. You'll feel a nice stretch up your lat and your oblique. You can let that head drop a little bit if that feels good. If this feels super inaccessible to you too, if you wanna do this more on a couch, so have the front leg up on a couch, that's fine too. All right, we're gonna plant that left hand and come the other way. This should be a little bit easier too. And you can bend that arm and get some opening all the way up from that pelvis, all the way up through your scapula. Good, we'll switch to the other side. So that left foot is in front, that right foot is to the back. So same thing, we'll take that right hand this time and press it against our right leg, and then reaching that left arm up and over. Again, we're not splaying, we're keeping those ribs tucked in and reaching up and over, getting that opening all the way down the side from our pelvis up to our scapula. Especially if you've been sitting all day, this should feel really, really good. Good, planting that left hand, we'll reach that right arm over. So that same feeling, but on the other side. Good, all right, we're gonna come into quadruped. So we'll come with our hands and our knees. Our knees are in a little bit from our hips, hands are under our shoulders. We're gonna bring that left hand behind our neck. So we're gonna be doing something called opening the book. And this is super good for thoracic mobility. So we're gonna press into that right hand and open up to the side. So getting some stretch in the chest, in the upper back, and then closing again. So opening up, again, it doesn't matter how far you open up. This is really dependent on your thoracic mobility. The head is pressing into the hands. Good, last time. Good, we'll switch to the other side. So that right hand comes on the back of your neck, pressing the head up into your hands. Pressing into that left hand, we'll open up to the right side. Ugh. Getting some opening in your chest and your upper back, and then we'll close. That core is still engaged here. At your own pace. Last time. Good. We'll bring both those hands down and come to a quick cat and cow. So I think I demoed this last time, but you don't want to drop the pelvis. So the pelvis stays even. What's dropping is your chest. So pelvis isn't dropping, chest is dropping for that cat or the cow. And then for cat, you're pressing into the hands, trying to squeeze those shoulder blades apart. And then the chest is dropping and pulling through your hands and then pressing up. So you can find whatever rhythm feels good for you here. That chest is dropping, pelvis is staying even. So I'm not here, keeping it even. And we're gonna end in a child's pose. So those knees can come wide. You can sit those hips down and walk the hands out. If it feels better to stay on your forearms, you can. Also, you can put a cushion or a pillow behind your butt if you can't bring your feet back, and that's super normal. We all have very different hips, very different mobility. There's no right way for this to look. In fact, I actually like not going all the way down, so whatever feels best for you. And we'll walk all the way up to seated. Feel like a little bug after I do this. Well, thank you all so much for coming. I'm going to turn off the recording.